So, preamble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had a time machine
Right.
and could go back and prevent one game from being released, what would
One
it be?
game.
One game from being released.
Icy, so we don't ever have to play.
See, man, I think that's looking too. That's not deep enough.
All right, sorry. Warcraft, because I'm just thinking of all the social
Yeah.
lives that could be saved.
Now, so I'm gonna say Warcraft, right? Because I want to see a world without MOBAs and
fair
without
enough.
strategy, and like how
Probably
that
a
would have
world that
changed.
doesn't
it.
really have MMOs.
Yeah, like if you imagine, like if you took away a game that didn't have MMOs, online multiplayer wouldn't really exist.
I would stop Call of Duty 4 being released.
4.
Yes, specifically 4, because 4 was the turning point for like its style of multiplayer.
Yes,
I
you are
want to
correct.
see like what would be the big style of multiplayer shooter if it never happened.
I suppose it would still be that fast-paced sort of original Doom sort of one, wouldn't it be?
Probably.
You want Halo?
Yeah.
Oh, Halo would be a... So Halo was kind of in that same vein as Doom.
I would
Yeah.
pick
Quite arcadey.
Oblivion.
Why specifically Oblivion?
What?
Why specifically Oblivion?
Just to see what it would do to the timeline.
Get rid of Skyrim, then they can't release it on every fucking console ever.
No,
Yeah.
because if you get rid of Oblivion, then what comes after Morrowind?
Skyrim is just number 4.
There you go, Skyrim earlier,
Skyrim
and Skyrim
earlier and
on
on-
everything.
With less graphics. Well, poorer graphics.
Can I say Mario? Right. That way,
yeah, I was
that,
just
that way
thinking that.
Kirby can be the true mascot.
On Nintendo. Right?
Oh.
Then Sonic finally wins.
Sonic wins.
What do you think? I would say if you did take away Mario, like would that mean maybe Sega survives Nintendo? You know, it becomes like the big player instead
I don't
of
think,
Nintendo.
because I think there's still enough there on Nintendo consoles, even without Mario.
I always feel like Mario is a lot bigger than like, it's a lot smaller. Than everyone like makes it out to be, in my opinion, right? But
I don't know. I think when you you could show anyone Mario and it would like they would know who it is.
I know that, right? But like, for me, all those 2D Mario games are all the same. Like everything is the same. Or like only like the 3D ones I feel like did anything.
I will
When
tell
I-
you the biggest thing that like proves Mario is like the biggest like video game thing. Like if I show someone Mario, they're like, yeah, that's Mario. If I show someone Link, they're like, oh, that's Zelda.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's
But
true.
it's not even that. Like I saw a news article like a month ago, and they were like talking about how like media's melting kids' brains as they usually do, and they were showing them pictures and stuff of like one of them was like, oh, here's like it was primary school age kids, and they showed them like flashcards with different people on them. So like one of them was like, oh, who's this? And it was Ronald McDonald, and the kids were like, yeah, that's Ronald McDonald. And then the next one was actually like, oh, who's that? Oh, that's Mario. Then they showed them a picture of Jesus, and they didn't know who Jesus was.
Well, we don't know what Jesus looks like, man. Right?
Yeah.
It was the very much the Anglo-Saxon version of Jesus.
Look. Hans.
But is that actually Jesus? Maybe the kids are right
Yeah.
by not knowing who Jesus is. Maybe they're more in touch with their religion than you're giving them credit for.
Kids have an inside line on religion. They know what Jesus actually looks like. And then as you get older, the vision fades and you start to just see white guy with brown hair.
Look.
I'd get rid of Fortnite so I don't have to see people doing the fucking floss dance everywhere.
Well. Oh, actually,
You mean PUBG, so the whole trend never starts?
No, specifically Fortnite, because fuck the floss dance.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so in that same vein, yeah, to take away from what Nick said like a week or two ago, right? Hans, have you Googled Fortnite on Google? No, I don't mean the video game, Hans. Go to Google right now. Go to Google
Yeah.
and type in Fortnite as in
As
14
in like
days.
2 weeks. As in like 2 weeks.
Yep.
Type in Fortnite.
Type in Fortnite.
And then you get,
Did you read Fortnite the game?
yeah.
And yeah,
Fuck Google.
I actually had to think how to spell Fortnite there. Because I've never actually had the
Did you try and spell it like the game? Because you're a
No.
casual child.
I thought there was an E in the 4-bit. I don't know why.
Okay.
No, I know how to spell night, Nick. That wasn't the difficult bit. I'll spell it Knight. I'm going to make a game called Fortnite, and I'm going to have the night be Knight, and it's going to be about...
100 knights dropped on the island.
Yeah.
Oh, genius.
And there's going to be no guns. It's going to be a mix between... What's that one called at the minute? That's like got all the different warrior classes in it by Ubisoft.
Oh, For Honor?
Yeah, it's got to be a mix between For Honor and Fortnite. Boom, sorted. The next hot ticket.
Is a battle royale still like a hot thing? Right, in terms of like new
It is still
games?
well, like considering Call of Duty and Battlefield and
Yeah.
fucking FIFA all have a battle royale mode this year.
wait, what?
Yeah,
Wait, how do
wrap
I
your
win
head
a
around that one.
FIFA? How do I win a FIFA?
FIFA, they don't have like a specific battle, but they have said it is battle royale inspired.
Essentially,
Every time you score, you lose a player.
you score a goal. Every time your opposing team scores a goal, you lose a player, and the first person to lose 6 players is out. There's that. To be fair, actually, some of the modes that they're adding in the FIFA look kind of cool, like headers and volleys and stuff. All sounds really fun. And then like there's also ones like if you score from outside the box, it's worth 2 points instead of 1.
That's pretty good.
It does seem quite cool. And I think
They're essentially adding playground rules into FIFA.
yeah, but like it's a nice idea, and it's probably a very easy to do thing for them. That'll keep it a bit more variety.
FIFA 19 out September 2000.
With fucking Ronaldo in Juventus.
Man, I can imagine how pissed they were when that got announced.
Yeah, they're like, fuck, we have to redo all the box art.
All their marketing, and I bet so much of the journey was based on Ronaldo being at Madrid.
Yeah. It's like, fuck, who else can we get that's in Real Madrid to do voiceover? I don't know. I'm Gareth Bale. Fucking monkey face. That's
Jeez,
not racist. That's not racist because he's
that
white,
could be
alright?
construed as
No.
racist.
He's white, so it's not racist. It's just an observation.
On that racist note, let's start the show. Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Not So Super Bash Bros presents Game Club for August 2018. Yes, we're back. Game Club, the monthly video podcast review thing where we take turns picking games, go play them, and come back and discuss them for your listening pleasure. This month we played Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2, and as always, I Need a Hero, Nick Davis, joined by I Can Be Your Hero, baby, Hans Davis.
What about you?
There goes my hero, Alex Proudfoot.
See you later.
And holding out for a hero, IY Chung.
Still waiting.
I need a hero.
You alright there, Hans?
Yeah, I've got that scene from Shrek and Shrek 2 in my head. You know where the fairy godmother's singing it and
Yeah.
Shrek's riding the donkey.
Yeah, I went for Saints Row.
Oh yeah, it isn't Saints Row, that's right.
It's probably one of the most epic bits.
Saints Row is so...
Pretty sure Hero by Enrique Iglesias is also in Saints Row 4, as you're
It's
climbing the rocket.
it's not. That's
That's
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith, isn't it? Shit.
They are so good with their licensed music uses. They really are.
Yes, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 by TT Games, formerly Traveller's Tales. I think they've abandoned that name now. The action-adventure platformer originally released on the 14th of November 2017 on Xbox One, PS4, Switch, and PC. How is everybody?
Hans is dying. I'm okay.
I'm alright. So 2 out of 3 bet.
Did I not count? Okay.
No.
Well,
Oh, you asked us.
Yeah.
Were you asking yourself?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
no.
get lonely in this house. I talk to myself.
That's why he adopts cats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
random cats. So yes,
We're waiting
as-
for your answer, Nick.
Yeah, how are
I'm
you?
good. I am grand. As always, I have split this into 3 sections: gameplay,
Awesome.
story,
What?
Can't wait.
and where can the Lego games go from here?
Succulent.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I just every time you do that, I'm just like you say something and then you pause. I'm like, you know what? For now on, just every time I'm going to try and say something different.
Before we start, though,
Yeah.
how far did everyone get in the game? Personally, I finished it. Hans,
Yeah, I finished it.
Alex,
I did not finish it.
how far did you get?
I don't know.
Did you even start it?
I did start it.
Okay.
What was the last mission you did?
So you know the one with the Guardians of the Galaxy?
It had it was the Wild West Saloon thing.
Oh yeah.
I
Like 2%. Like
Oh my god!
straight up like 2 to like 3 or 4%, right?
You literally did just do the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
did
no,
that for it,
seriously,
but it was
like
fuck this.
yeah. Like just forewarning, I'm going to be like really critical, but it is not because I think it is a bad game. It is because it is a game that is not for me.
It's just because he hates it and hates Nick.
And because he hates Lego games.
He's a Duplo guy.
Fuck.
God damn it, Iowa. So disappointed. So yes, first up, gameplay. I have notes.
Oh.
Really? About
Yes.
a Lego gameplay?
Okay. Could you read them off and then we'll comment on your notes
Okay.
instead of
Does
having to form our own opinions?
I mean, I can form my own opinions.
So all in all, I do think this is a very standard Lego game. There's like no...
I agree.
God damn it, Alex.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
It is like as Lego game as a Lego game can be.
Especially compared to, like, say, something like the DC ones where, say,
I
Batman.
disagree. DC ones were Lego games.
What Alex is saying here is that if it has Lego in the title,
It's a Lego game.
we fucking know what we're getting. It's a foregone conclusion, the game you're going to play.
Trying to spark conversation. Everyone's like, no, Nick, shut up.
Wait, this spark a conversation.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, like, but like, it's Lego. It's a Lego game. Lego games have been about for God. Like, well, the first one was like Lego Star Wars. That was the very first one, I think.
And that one was great.
Yep, that one was great.
But like, it is very much
How
a
old
case
is that
of
game?
That's
That's
I'm
like-
literally Googling that right now. When did the first Lego Star Wars come out?
it's been the same game, year after year after year.
It's like,
with a different.
Hey,
it's a Telltale
here's a
games.
franchise we could profit off. Slap some Lego things on it.
So
It's
Yay!
a Telltale. It's
2005.
13 years of the exact same game.
I can see why I enjoyed it then, because that was what.
13 years ago, as Hans
Yeah.
just said.
Well, no, I'm trying to figure out my own age. How old am I?
And I did Maz there very
You were
quickly, but
14,
you
Alex.
should be very proud of me.
14. God, am I really that old?
But like it's just like it's like the Telltale games. It's just a new franchise stuck onto the exact same formula and gameplay. Also, sorry, conspiracy theory: Telltale games, TT games.
They're Lego games in disguise.
Exactly.
To be fair, when like the like Walking Dead and all that first started coming out, when I saw like TT games, I was like, is this the Lego guys?
Yeah, I actually thought that as well.
It took me a while to realize they were two separate companies.
But like it's it's like you hit X to attack. Maybe some of them will have a special attack. You flick between different characters that have different special abilities to get through certain obstacles, and that's pretty much it. There's been very few new things added to Lego games in the past 13 years.
My favorite thing though about the powers, and specifically in like the Lego Marvel and Lego DC ones, is how like obtuse they has to get with the powers to make sure that like one character doesn't just have everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty funny trying to like see them like have to come up with random powers to give people just so like Iron Man doesn't have like a suit for everything to be able to do everything.
Because that's what it was like in the first Lego Marvel. Like, Iron Man was pretty OP. Because like, he had missiles that could blow stuff up. He had the lasers, which could like destroy the gold stuff. And he could fly to get high places. Like, you could tell why they kind of cut him out of most of this second game.
They just made everyone fly.
Yeah, or swing. But see, that kind of makes sense though for the sake of like because they have that open world bit. So like, you have to try and give them some way to move her about.
It'd suck if there was just certain characters that like it was a pain in the ass to get around the open world.
You just had to run.
Because at least that even like say when you in DC when you played as like the Flash, you moved fucking fast when you ran.
Like that is the newest thing they've added to Lego games is like the open world aspect of it and like kind of in the hub area.
And even then, it's not that new a thing.
It's not a trope, but it's new to the Lego.
No,
games.
but like even it's not even that new. Like the first one with the open world was Lego DC 2, which was like
no, Marvel was the first one.
no
DC 2 came out after the first Marvel.
No, DC 2 I think had the first open world.
Or maybe are they up to DC 3 already? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That was Lego
Maybe
Batman.
I'm thinking it. Maybe I'm
Lego
thinking
Batman.
Oh, there's
3.
so many Lego games.
Yeah.
What was Lego DC 2? When was it released? Actually, it's just a list of Lego themed games because that'd be far easier.
The last Lego game I played before this was Lego Harry Potter.
Lego video games. Here we go.
And I played 20 minutes of that, realised I want to watch the movies again, and then stopped playing it and watched the movies.
In 13 years, could you please count how many they've released?
How many or how many like licensed ones?
How many Lego games they've released?
Yeah.
Like 'cause
Since the first Star Wars one.
I'll look at the licensed ones because that's easier to count.
Right.
Like how many of like this style? Because obviously they've had like stuff like Lego Worlds and all, which kind of aren't the same thing.
Yeah, okay. And Dimension. Well, would you count Dimensions in that?
Dimensions is kind of the same thing, but again, it's a licensed one at the end of the day. It's just a bunch of licenses. All right. So retrospect. Put it on the screen. Lego Games retrospective. Here we go.
Oh, god damn it. This is extra work.
2005, Lego Star Wars the video game. 2006, Lego Star Wars 2. 2007, Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. Really milking that Star Wars license.
They really capitalized on the Star Wars thing, didn't
Lego,
Like Lego games when they first came out were hot shit. Like,
yeah.
they? Oh yeah, they were really good.
2008, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Batman.
and right there you can see a dip in quality with Lego Indiana Jones.
2009, Lego Rock Band.
I don't remember
There was
that.
a Lego Rock Band.
There was a Lego Rock Band. And to be fair, it had a dope
I remember
soundtrack.
going, we're not going to get that.
I remember correctly, I think this had the best soundtrack. It had Ghostbusters in it. It had
What?
one of the best fucking soundtracks.
I'm going to YouTube here and type in Lego Rock Band.
Also 2009, Lego Indiana Jones 2. 2010, Lego Harry Potter Years 1 through 4.
Fuck's sake.
2011 is where business really starts to pick up.
Is it Harry Potter?
Oh, we'll get to that. Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars.
Oh my god, really?
That's
Lego
right.
Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game.
Wow.
Lego Harry Potter Years 5 to 7.
Yeah.
2012, Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes, and Lego Lord of the Rings.
Jesus Christ.
Bit of a slow year in 2013 with just Lego Marvel Superheroes.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one. 2014, the Lego Movie video game. Lego The Hobbit and Lego Batman 3.
Jesus Christ.
2015, Lego Jurassic World. Jurassic World one. I forgot about that.
That's up there with the fucking Legos Incredible. You've had two movies, yet somehow you're going to make an entire game out of it.
And Lego Dimensions also 2015. 2016, Lego Marvel's Avengers and Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. 2017, Lego Ninjago movie video game. And Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. And so far in 2018, we have Lego The Incredibles and Lego DC Supervillains.
So what's the final tally there, Nick? Could you...
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
So what you're saying is this is worse than COD for yearly... Because it's basically 2 a year.
Nearly 2 a year, yeah.
That
the
is
average is out
rid-
nearly 2 a year, yeah.
That is ridiculous.
I suppose we should probably get back on the gameplay a wee bit here, haven't we? We've kind of
But it's kind of to say, like,
Is that
yeah,
what
like,
we're on? Or are we actually talking about the gameplay?
In
Yeah,
like
kind of still.
13 years, yeah, you're right. The gameplay has not changed in any drastic way, shape, or form.
The only thing that's changed is just the ridiculous amount of characters you can now unlock.
Yeah.
Or is that too story orientated?
No, you can fire it in here.
Like, I remember you said, because you and I started playing this before I did, and then you sent me a picture of the character unlock screen, and it's just like, I struggled to actually see the characters inside the boxes, because they were just that small, because there were so many characters to unlock. And I think that actually is a problem with this one, because I'm a massive comic book fan, and even I didn't know half the fucking characters that appeared on this. Like
at a point,
Stingray.
like, is it just fan service to say, yeah, we have all these characters?
Do you really think there's a fan out there, some hardcore Stingray fan? He's like, yes, finally, it's his time to get the appreciation he needs.
Maybe, I don't know.
Probably is, man. Like,
I don't believe that for a
I was
second.
reading Batman today, and there's a guy called Kite Man. I was like, fuck yeah, Kite Man sounds great.
Kite
like
Man?
Kite Man.
It's like the Condiment King.
I'm so, like, there are fans for every ridiculous comic book character, I'm sure. That I bet at least one person in the world who's played this game, at least for each of those characters, went, fuck yeah, this character's in it.
So, in terms of the gameplay, it's really dull.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine at the very start, but it gets old really fast, because they all basically do the same thing.
Yeah, like there's one or two special abilities which are kind of neat. Like the special ability for Star-Lord is that he'll put on his headset.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was
And
amazing.
Like that's a nice wee touch. And there's certain characters, and like, you know, for example, like Spider-Man has special ability where he can actually change into Peter Parker.
Take
and those are nice wee,
selfies.
yeah, and those are nice wee touches and stuff.
Taking
but-
selfies is pretty fun.
They're almost more like Easter eggs rather than actually affecting the gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, and even then, like if you look at the percentage of who actually has those cool little abilities compared to the masses of characters that are just boring and the same, you know, they're very, very minute. But yeah, it is. It's just attack and shoot stuff, and then
And like the combat isn't even that interesting because you just spam the button.
yeah, and then you break stuff and try and collect enough studs to build up the
Yeah.
collection meter and look out for mini kits and stuff like that.
It's just like, eh.
I just wish. Sorry, go on. I just felt like anything I did, it wasn't because I did it on like purpose. Like, I felt that the game never even like auto locked on very well. Like, I just felt it was very unresponsive, personally. Kept trying to shoot stuff.
But then you're probably thinking of like, you know, you're thinking of a game with like, for a hardcore gamer that would have tight controls.
Oh
like
no, but
Hollow
I know,
Knight or
but like you know
something,
how like, a game that doesn't have lock on or doesn't where you don't need to use the lock on is something like Batman, right? How you like point in a direction and like it's really
and it
good.
snaps to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, and I felt like this Lego game would have been a lot better with something like that. Because I just felt like anytime I tried to like push into a direction and start shooting, it just kind of went and blew up the scenery, which can look cool actually, but like, yeah, it's not very effective. I don't know. It's
So what you're saying is even more games need to have Batman combat.
that's what I am saying, Nick. Thank you.
God damn it, Iowa.
I mean, it's a good combat system. You would think maybe, you know, Lego Batman would have the Batman combat system.
But I also just felt that the most fun I had was watching Spider-Man swing around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's pretty
everyone else could like, you know, fly and you just move up and down and stuff, but Spider-Man actually felt like
Spider-Man.
yeah, he just felt a bit more unique just because he had this other motion,
Yeah.
but everyone else was a bit more copy and paste than him, at least in my opinion, right? Although I only saw like 1% of all the characters, so you can argue to me if you want that.
Well,
we're
no,
different.
well, like when you unlock the Hulk, you can actually do, you know, the way that the Hulk kind of gets long distances by just doing massive jumps. The Hulk actually has that in this. So when you're out in the open world, you just hold in the button to do a jump, and you go fucking flying like miles into the air.
But yeah, like I feel like the game does a very good job at, like you said, like Easter eggy things, right? but when it comes to like fundamentals, it's very shallow. You know.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Just like every Lego game.
So yeah, I was gonna like I feel like that kind of leads on to the next like section of story where because I feel like for an audience like us, I feel like Lego games are maybe more about seeing all your favorite characters like imagined this way, and one of the few like franchises that can get away with putting them all together in the same story and game. Like, say this is probably the only only Marvel video game that probably could get away with putting like this many characters into it and have a semi-cohesive story.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any other Marvel licensed game that has probably had this many characters in it.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Maybe, yeah. But then even then, I would say this probably has way more than that.
Oh, it's got like a shit ton more.
But even
it's kinda
even
the
if you're
same
just
idea.
talking about like the characters in the actual story, like
But
that
tell you what,
top
though, Nick,
row of characters essentially.
Tell you what though, do you know what Marvel Ultimate Alliance has that this game doesn't?
What?
The X-Men.
True.
That I know, and the Fantastic Four as well. Like I know why they're not in this game because it's licensing issues because Fox and whatever still owns.
But it's not. I
the
don't. It's not even licensing issues. It's Marvel being petty.
You think?
Yeah, because like sure they were in the original.
Were they?
Yep.
I don't remember.
The whole thing came out was Marvel didn't want them in this because they didn't want to give them
Screen time.
the screen time for essentially mainstream franchises that they didn't know.
Yeah, it's pretty petty.
Because like this is why this is Lego Marvel Superheroes and not like Lego The Avengers like the other one was. This is like technically based on the comics, which Marvel do technically have full rights to.
But Nick, before we go any further, what is the story of Marvel Superheroes 2?
Yes, please
story-
inform me, Nick.
Essentially, in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, Kang the Conqueror, with his sick-ass voice, has essentially fused together multiple worlds. So he's fused together, say, Manhattan from kind of Marvel as we know it, Manhattan from the past, Manhattan from the future, fused together Asgard, Numeria, a bunch of places. Essentially bringing all these different worlds close together so you can have one fun-fueled time with all your favorite characters.
Alright, let me stop you right there, Nick.
Yeah.
I haven't read any of the comics.
Yep.
I've barely seen any of the movies.
Yep.
So when you say favorite characters, I only know like 5.
Well-
But, like, there's, like, 6 different Spider-Man.
There fucking is. Like, I'm a Spider-Man fanboy, and even I was like, you need to dial this shit back.
Like, I off the top of my head, I can count 4 different Spider-Man in this game.
Wow. That seems a bit excessive.
Also, so you face a Venom Carnage hybrid called Carnum. Which, yeah, I'm sorry, Venage sounds way cooler than Carnum does. And, like, do you know what I mean? Like, Carnum sounds like a sweet.
I like that this is the biggest issue you have right now.
So is the rest of the story like absolutely dope pants? Is that what you're telling me? But this one name.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's dope. It's literally, the entire story pretty much goes down to, we need to go out here to collect these things, and then you go out to collect them, bring them back, and that kind of initiates the final battle, to be fair.
Yeah.
The story's pretty non-existent.
is it?
It's that, like, the world's quite cool though. Like that open hub world where like all the worlds are like mushed together is very cool, but the story's just blah.
Is it the classic of like I gotta go to the water temple and get this item, and then like go to these other temples?
Kinda, only
A
it's
little bit.
Marvel Worlds.
It's like you need to go collect these 5 energy sources,
And
and like they're not even Marvel worlds though. Some of them are just straight up, like one of them's just straight up Egypt, not like Marvel Egypt, just Egypt.
The biggest problem I had with like playing this game, and the reason I didn't really get that far in, because I just wasn't interested in like, and I didn't really have any background for a lot of the characters. I managed to play through like all of the Lego Star Wars up to like I think the original ones, not the new stuff. But that was because I knew the story, and you're playing a Lego version of that story, whereas I'm not familiar with many of the Marvel characters. This story doesn't seem tied to anything, really. So it's just
Like, I agree with-
Alex, what character? We'll give you a crash course in these characters. Let's go.
right.
Oh god, right, okay.
Okay.
Kite Man.
That's a Batman villain. Completely irrelevant right now.
So What do you want to do? Do you want me to name who I
Just name
know?
a character. Well,
I know Thor, but I haven't seen any of the Thor movies.
you know who Thor is? God of Thunder.
The
Has a
thing is,
hammer.
that, like, and this is one thing. I was like, although he has got the style of from the movies, it's got nothing to do with the movies.
Okay, so I know
like,
all
yeah,
Thor.
So that's one thing Amy noticed whenever she was watching me play. It was like this weird kind of like
half and half.
yes,
Yeah.
that it was this movie character, but then also the comic character.
So they seem to pick and choose kind of what they want. Like, so like, although they'll maybe pick the design of Thor from the movies with the short hair and all, they aren't actually going. He doesn't have the same storyline or character path as that as the movie one would. You know, but at the same time, sometimes they do. So, for example, later on, you go to the Colosseum from Thor Ragnarok movie, and Hulk is there in his gladiator gear from the movie. You know, so they seem to do pick and choose like what bits they want from the movies and which bits they don't.
Like so, unless you want to go back to like you explained to Alex here, all his faves.
I'm waiting for Alex to give us a name here.
Yeah,
Well, I know Spider-Man. Everyone knows Spider-Man. I know.
but what Spider-Man is it? Is it Andrew Garfield? Is it Tom Holland? Is it Tobey Maguire?
Is it Spider-Man 2099? Is it Spider-Man Noir?
Is it Spider-Gwen?
Is it Scarlet
yeah,
Spider?
that really confused me. Why is there a Spider-Gwen?
She is actually fun. It's Gwen Stacy from another timeline. She becomes in that timeline. She becomes Spider-Woman, and Peter Parker becomes the Lizard.
Oh,
It's actually really interesting.
So is Peter Parker like a bad guy in that timeline?
Well, they're actually boyfriend and girlfriend, and then spoiler alert.
all right.
So cover your ear holes if you don't want to hear. He dies. Because that's her first villain is because Peter Parker becomes a fanatic about Spider-Gwen without obviously knowing that she is Spider-Gwen and wants to get superpowers of his own and makes the formula that turns him into the Lizard, and then Spider-Gwen fights the Lizard, accidentally kills him, and then realizes it's Peter, and then that's how. Obviously, it's a role reversal from when Gwen Stacy dies to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The Spider-Gwen comic's actually really, really good.
I know Iron Man because I've seen the first movie. I know all of Captain America just because he's quite.
It's Captain America.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. I've seen those movies.
Is it Nazi Captain America?
What?
Yeah, it's true.
There's Nazi Captain America in this game.
Well, it's not Nazi. It's Hydra Captain America.
I've heard of
Nazis.
like, is it Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard
which
of
one?
them. I have no idea what they
Captain
do.
Marvel or Miss Marvel because they're two
I've-
very different characters.
I don't know. Right, I've just heard of
Captain
Captain
Marvel.
Marvel. Is Captain Britain in this game?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I've heard of him mainly because of Captain America. I think that's it.
So Alex does raise a point here, and I did say it earlier. There are a lot of characters in this that your average comic book fan is not going to know.
I'm not even a comic book
are
fan.
you saying
How the
you're
hell am I
av-
supposed to know these?
Are you saying your average comic book fan doesn't know who Kid Colt is, Hans?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Nick. But like, not even like obviously like so one or two of them are like obviously just for that level. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you play
Kid
as
Colt.
Kid Colt, and then there's obviously the Black Knight and stuff from the medieval level. But even the ones who, like Miss Marvel, not Captain Marvel, but Miss Marvel, she's quite new. Like, she's maybe only been canon in Marvel Universe for maybe like 3-4 years. I don't think a lot of people would know who she is, yet she's plays a massive part in the story. And there's a couple of characters in there that I'm just kind of like, a lot of average people aren't going to know who these people are. And I think that's going to turn people off because whereas when you played the first Marvel one, I think like every single character was a big name that you would know from a mile off. Like even in this one, you have Giant Man, who is Hank Pym, who used to be Ant-Man, but everyone would know Ant-Man just from the Ant-Man movies, not from the Ant-Man comics. So do you know what I mean? So it's like one of those weird things where it's just like you're automatically alienating people who would, unless they really know their comic book history.
Yeah, that was one of the things, as you said, right? Because there's so many characters, there is no such thing as character development, right? Would I be right to say
Yeah.
that there is no character?
Oh, yeah.
So whenever like every single scene needs to be like, how many characters can we throw into this one scene? And it's just, in my opinion, just a mess, right? Because
Yeah.
yeah, like the example, what do you call? Is it the Sinister Six? Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I said this to Nick, right? Was that so in that Spider-Man bit, which is like the second or third level, whatever, you see all of them, right? And that's really cool from this is who they are. But at the same time, you literally have like 2 seconds of each of them, and it just flies by, and you're just like, what?
Like Doc Ock, who is like possibly the biggest Spider-Man villain, you beat in the second level in like a mini boss fight. Do you know what I mean?
It made me want to really play that new Spider-Man game that they've shown off. Like that shit looks cool. Like
The one that's coming out in PS4.
yeah.
You mean the one that we're going to do an on the fence on? And insert date here.
Is there a release date?
Future Hunts.
It's coming out the 7th of September.
Oh, so it's actually.
Is it
pre-ordered
PS4
today.
only?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So look out for our review about the 14th. On the fence. I'm calling it 14th.
Probably that week I'm home for the wrestling.
14th on the fence, Spider-Man.
Get it.
Mark it in your calendars.
And like that's one of the reasons.
Smash that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell.
Can we get 0 likes on this video, guys?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Alt F4.
Sorry, continue.
And yeah, that's one of the things that sort of put me off, like even playing the game more. It was just like with every level, like I would maybe know one character, and I love how they gave like like at the very start, it's like, oh, we're gonna split off into teams. We're gonna put people like really obvious people, like Captain America will be one side and Spider-Man will be the other side, and then like characters which I feel are like a bit lesser known, and I just felt like I just don't care about them. And the game doesn't make me care about them. And that stems from, as we said earlier, like the direction they chose for each character. And in my opinion, here's my hot take. I don't like the writing. And
Wait, hold on. You say now why you don't like the writing in a kid's game?
correct, right? And one of the things I actually, and the only times I felt like really happy with like the script and things is whenever it sort of harkens back to like the original Lego Star Wars, right? Where that shit was funny because there was no voice acting, and thus everything was all about movement and like really creative ways to express characters.
Yeah, like pantomime humor.
Yes, and that's hilarious. But you see, whenever like your characters are all trying to be like snarky and like just are like trying to voice why something is funny, it's just like like. And I think for kids that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But like I said at the start of this, like I did not play this not because I think it's a terrible game, but because it's just not for me. That's
that was one of my points, that it's not as funny as Lego games used to be when they didn't have voice acting.
Even like I don't even think it's as funny as, say, even when they first introduced voice acting, like the first in the Lego Batman 2. Like that was really funny. I just think the writing in general has gone way downhill. Yeah,
maybe we're just getting old. You ever thought about that?
Constantly.
yeah, no,
Maybe
no,
we
so
are
do
just getting old.
like when as I'm in this new job now, right? I'm like older than quite a few people, and I'm just like, and they're like all like higher up than me, and it's just like, I'm like, oh, I'm just getting so old.
Yeah, bro. Believe me, I feel you. Like my team, half my team at Tesco is just university students aged between like 18 and 22. I'm just like,
Oh. I was kind of hoping you'd just leave out university students so I could relate.
no, you don't get that luxury. If I feel old, you feel old.
Damn it.
Right, can we move on before we get more depressed? Seriously.
I think these discussions kind of lead us nicely on to our final point in like to maybe appeal to a wider game, because apparently like the Lego games are not selling as well as they used to. Like, where can the Lego games like go from here? Like, do they try and pivot to try and like make more people engage with, like, say, the new DC one coming out later this year? You actually create a character and it plays a part in the story.
You don't even need to. Well, you can do that, but I'm even thinking of like, you have Lego. When you hear a Lego game, it is a certain genre of game, but why not just have it like be a certain style? Like have a Lego, like
Doom.
For example, Lego RPG.
Oh.
You know, it's the style of Lego and all that stuff, and you can even have, you know, with the same kind of cutscenes and stuff, but the gameplay is RPG.
So you just want like an original story, like sort of like an original.
Well, you could have a license. You could put a license on it if you want, but I mean, like in terms of the gameplay, you know, it could be like a turn-based combat sort of thing. You know, like just you could have like a Lego RPG. You know, let the fact when a Lego stencil's on it not be the format of the game or the genre of the game. Let it be just that you're playing with Lego characters. That's the literal visual style of the game almost.
Bring back Bionicles.
Okay. I want to see Lego XCOM. I want to see my soldiers explode into little pieces.
You know what? I would buy that.
That's what I
would buy that.
I feel so I think it's very valid what you're saying. I think that appeals to us, but I feel like Lego should be, so in my opinion, like, you know how you use Telltale as an example earlier, right? Of like
Yes.
same kind of thing. So I feel like the gameplay can stay the same, right? It can be mindless, it can be whatever, right? Because it's for kids, right? That's fine.
Story needs to be good.
Yes, right? So that part needs to not pander to that audience. So the thing which I would always reference in terms of like something for kids but really good for adults is like Toy Story 3. I think that is like such an amazing movie because it is an animated film for kids, but like the way it talks is just really good. That myself as an adult can appreciate that. But I feel like
Yeah,
go on.
themes is what the word you're looking
Yeah.
for. There's themes in it that appeal to adults, but yet the overall aesthetic is to children.
Yes. And I feel like that's probably what Lego should be, and not just only for kids. If you want to look at it that way, I don't know. Or it could be super hardcore, and you can be like, you know, like Metabots, where like there are those episodes where like bits were flying off and getting blown up. Like, yeah, that shit.
Is there any last pieces before we wrap this up?
I am tempted to come back to this once I watch more Marvel stuff.
I don't think that will help.
No, it won't. Go back and play the first one.
Go back and play the first one.
No. If I go back and play any Lego game, it will be Harry Potter.
Wait, what?
Because I never finished it. I want to go back and play Harry Potter.
Jesus.
Because, like I said, I played it for 20 minutes, realized, want to watch the movies, and then never touched it again.
That's so weird.
What?
It's just such a random one to go back to.
Why? I like Harry Potter.
Hey man, do you know what's also gonna be random? His game.
Sure, yeah, all right, let's get
Yeah.
the show done with.
Yeah, let's wrap this shit up. Let's go.
Personally, I really enjoyed Lego Marvel Superheroes. I recognize its flaws, that it is a very simple game, but it did appeal to the Marvel fan in me, seeing all these characters interact in a different way than we see, say, in the film series. It's not going to be for everyone. It's very simple. It's not going to appeal to you if you have no affinity for Marvel or just flat out dislike those Lego games. But I liked it. It was a dumb, mindless thing for me to play for a couple of hours every day. Hans?
I would say if you have kids and want something to play with them, I think this is a good choice. It's an easy co-op game. You can just mindlessly, like Nick said, mindlessly play. Maybe you have to think about it a bit more when you're trying to carry some sort of 6-year-old through it, but whatever. Kids
Fucking
suck.
scrub.
Fucking kids, like, just useless. I would say if you want to play a Lego Marvel game, I couldn't recommend it just because there's the prequel, which is cheaper and it's more recognizable characters and the story's better. So I'd say if you got kids, buy it. If you don't, go play the prequel. It is just 10 times better.
Alex?
Gameplay was repetitive and dull. If you want to play a Lego game, go play Lego Star Wars The Complete Edition. Bam. Enough said.
Oh,
To paraphrase Hans, if you don't have kids, don't buy this. And if you do have kids, doubly don't buy it because they're going to want actual Lego, and that shit is expensive, right?
I agree.
Well, the kids can get a job and fucking buy it themselves, the lazy bums.
Wow.
Lego is expensive.
Child
Yeah.
labour, Hans. Child labour.
Lego's also frustrating when you have pets that knock it off shelves.
Nick, you don't have any pets.
Hey,
Not
man,
anymore, no.
he's got his new cat.
Oh, yeah.
Still sitting outside, by the way.
Well, because you
Blues update.
fed it.
Sitting outside, staring at me.
Once you feed it, it's going to realise, hey, if I sit here long enough, he's going to feed me again.
No. I'm not feeding him again.
You're going to break, Nick. You're
He's
going to
fucking
break.
fat enough as it is.
You're going to break. You did it once, you'll do it again.
Yeah, I'll feed him again like tomorrow or something if he comes
There you
back.
go. See, that's what he's waiting for.
He's gonna
He's
wait
waiting
there
for
till
tomorrow.
So yes, overall mixed opinions on Lego Marvel. Highs and lows, depending on if you have kids.
Hey. My comment was negative all around.
For different reasons. kids are expensive. Leave it at that. Don't have kids, people. Spay and neuter your pets.
Yes! That's the Bash Bros message we should have. Bash Bros, don't have kids.
Spay and neuter your pets and yourself. One final piece of business, though. Mr. Alex Proudfoot, what will we be playing in September? Please be decent.
So the teaser that I've given has been, it's a genre we haven't played yet.
I also heard, the teaser you give Aoi was also, this is a game none of us have probably ever heard of before.
Yes, that as well.
Which fills us with utmost confidence.
I would be surprised because
Oh god.
I came across this by fluke. So I'd be interested to hear if any of you have heard of it before. And it is called Epi Story.
That sounds like a graphic novel.
No, because we played a
Epistory.
graphic novel.
Typing. I have actually heard of this game before.
Have you? Yeah, Epi Story Typing Chronicles.
It's
This is a learning game?
it's a typing game, yeah.
Yeah, typing, yeah.
Wait, is that 10 out of 10? Wait.
Overwhelmingly positive?
Yep.
What?
So I thought, you know what? Let's take a risk. It can only go well after Icy, which we all knew. So let's take a...
I like your optimism that Icy is the lowest of the low.
Yeah. So this might be my redemption, but it can't get any worse than Icy, so that's the way I'm looking at it.
Alex, I just got a brand new office job. I don't need to sit and type more things in my free time.
Hey man.
But I am curious, Di. I am curious.
It is straight up, it's just a typing game.
Yeah,
Yep.
but look at all those awards and reviews.
Look at that sick pun, though. So it's like, Epistory, it's like, it's an adventure game where you play as a girl riding a giant fox, fighting it from an origami world, and then it goes, the story literally unfolds.
Nick, shut up.
I hope it's like Bastion, where like the scenery that comes up, except this time it's just the paper folding out.
The guy's like, oh fuck, I messed up, gotta start again.
Kotaku, I loved every frustrating moment.
Frustrating. That also fills me with confidence.
You couldn't have went for the one before it? No?
A really sweet, superbly atmospheric action RPG where all the controls are on your keyboard.
So yes, join us at the end of September when we play Epistory Typing Chronicles. But for now, it's goodbye from Hans.
Yeah, so I'm reading reviews here, but yeah, have a good one.
Goodbye from Alex.
Bye.
Goodbye from Aoi.
Am I gonna get loads of paper cuts?
And a goodbye from me. See you next time.